St. Louis is picking here because they traded with Denver, and now picking up a third in the process to move down. Here is the Rams.
With the 15th pick acquired by trade in this 2006 NFL Draft, the St. Louis Rams select Ty Hill, defensive back from Clemson.
See, now, first of all, we had Ty Hill, many of us thought, at 11 for the Rams, so they moved down and still got their player, Mel. And now, here go the corners, perhaps.
And you thought going into this past season, a cornerback was a strength for this football team. But you look at Demetrius Butler off an injury. You look at a guy like Travis Fisher, disappointing year. You look at a guy like Ty Hill, though, 5'9 and a half, 185 pounds. You see the ability there, the ball skills, the ability to locate the football and make the play. And I tell you, a kid who's very tough, has that spunky approach. He showed that down in Mobile at the Senior Bowl practices when I really thought he was one of the top 2 or 3 players on the field. You see him there locked up in one-on-one coverage against Norris Moss. And it's Norris Moss, one of the fastest players in the draft. Was he able to explode away, accelerate away from Hill? No, he wasn't. Ty Hill at the combine ran a 4.3 640 at 5'9 and a half, 185 pounds. Also had a 41-inch vertical jump. Tough kid, can get off that corner in blitz situations and do the job. Remember, recruited as a running back, played running back early on with the Clemson Tigers. There again at the combine, showing that speed. I thought, despite the fact we had some bigger corners, I thought he was a best pure cover guy in this draft. The Senior Bowl solidified his position in the mid-first round. Hey, look, a Ram defense that needed some help with the situation at corner.
Yeah, they went south in a hurry. They were never great even when they were winning divisions defensively, but now you saw it happen last year.
Well, and they have been active in the free agent market addressing their defense this offseason. And the key guys there, Will Witherspoon, the linebacker from Carolina Panthers, one of the best in the league. And then you had a Leroy Glover, a veteran defensive tackle. Not to mention Jim Haslett.
Yes.
Defensive coordinator, former Saints coach.
Right.
They've done a lot to improve their defense.
Yeah, and a new regime in St. Louis. Here's the trade again. Denver and St. Louis swap picks, as we said. St. Louis moved down for. Still got a guy that we had slotted for him at 11, and they pick up a third, a high third. That was San Francisco's. So Ty Hill is gone, and you point out Jim Haslett, which is a good thought, and a new regime in St. Louis. I mean, again, everything that's going on, we have not seen.
Round 3 of the NFL Draft.
Round 3 gets only that? That's a very quick entry into the ring. Last 5 selections: Travis Wilson, wide receiver, Oklahoma, Cleveland. Jarius Norton, we talked about. Clint Ingram, outside linebacker, Oklahoma, goes to Jacksonville. Charlie Whitehurst, son of David Whitehurst, the Furman quarterback that played with the Green Bay Packers. He played at Clemson, did young Charlie. Goes to the Chargers. And Derek Hagan, an accomplished wideout at Arizona State, goes to Nick Saban at Miami. So here's Hagan first. The Whitehurst pick is very interesting. 258 receptions, Pac-10 records. That would say an accomplished wideout.
Caught a ton of balls, Derek Hagan did. And I think when you think about a guy that was that productive, you expect him to be more natural catching the football, but he had some costly drops. One against USC when the Sun Devils were right in that football game. Caught the ball at the Senior Bowl practices as well. Didn't look real natural catching the football. Did run well. And here's a guy, when you look at his size-speed combination, that's what's impressive. He's 6'1 and a half, 206 pounds, ran 4.46 at the combine. I think he played that fast at Arizona State. Then the drop. So I think there's a guy, may need more reps. I don't even know if that'll improve because he caught so many balls. You think, okay, he is a consistent receiver, and he's not. So I don't know about dependability at the pro level. Third round, not bad. He's going to have an opportunity there. The Dolphins need some help at that spot.
And, Nick Saban, one of those coaches in this league, like Bill Belichick, like Bill Parcells, who likes measurables in terms of the size. He's going to have big players. This guy's a big receiver, and I think Nick always believes they can coach people up.
Well, now that Drew Brees gone San Diego, the youngster Phillip Rivers starts. And there's room for another youngster behind, and that might be Charlie Whitehurst, who has it in his genes.
Up and down. That was really the story of Charlie Whitehurst's career. But when you look at him back as a sophomore, 21 touchdown passes, 62% was exceptional. When you talk about completion percentage that high. 2004, though, he drops to 51% with 7 touchdowns and 17 picks. Then rebounds and completes almost 68% of his passes this past season, but 11 touchdowns and 10 picks in a new offensive system. So you got to claim a little slack because of that. 37 career starts, but the Senior Bowl practice more, he was good on Monday and Tuesday, then fell back again. So he just tends, I think the one thing that's been consistent with Charlie Whitehurst is he's not a consistent performer.
But he went through those system changes a lot at Clemson, like you're talking about, and also he went through some shoulder injuries. I know when I saw him as a redshirt freshman or a sophomore, you thought this guy was going to be a first-round pick one day. Yes, he threw 41 picks. I know that, but I thought he was going in the second round. Good pick up by San Diego.
Well, we heard from Coach Marty Schottenheimer earlier on Cromartie, which we'll see how that pans out. And then you see the rest of their picks. By the way, they did acquire A.J. Feely from Miami. I mean, I know you're not going to necessarily do cartwheels, but he would be the veteran backup to Phillip Rivers, and then Whitehurst is in a learning process. Just interesting that they would pick one. Hey, I don't want to say it.
Why we wouldn't do cartwheels about A.J. Feely?
Tommy, you
maybe a handstand, all right? Maybe not cartwheels.
All right.